Welcome back for the last video of 5-1. We're going to talk about rational exponents. I'm going to do page 239, numbers 5 and 6. You're going to do page 239, numbers 7 and 8. But before we get started, I wanted you to take some notes. So we're going to talk about rational exponents. All that means is that there's a fraction in the exponent. So down here we have our base, and then we have it raised to a fraction. Now the numerator is going to be the power, like you've seen in elementary school, well maybe elementary school, but middle school, and earlier on this year. And the root is going to be the denominator, so like the square root or cubed root or fourth root, that number goes in the denominator of the exponent. So it'll look something like b to the p over r, but you know what, I'd rather have a better example. It's going to look something like 4 to the 3 over 2. So what does that mean? Well, the 3 means we're cubing it. The over 2 means we're square rooting it. So you have two options. You could take the square root of 4 cubed. See that 3 from there? Goes there. It's the exponent. Or you can take the square root of 4, and then you can cube it. So I'm going to take the square root of 4 because it gets me a smaller number I can do in my head. That's 2. And then I can do 2 cubed, and that's 8. Okay? So when you get a base that's raised to a fraction, the numerator is the power, the denominator is the root, and you can do either one first. I always try to get smaller numbers first. So let's do number 5. Number 5 says 4 to the 5 over 2 power, 4 to the 5 halves power. So that means I'm looking for the square root of 4, and then I'm going to raise it to the 5th power. All right, what's the square root of 4? Well, it's 2. And what's 2 to the 5th power? It's 32. So 4 to the 5 halves power is 32. Simple as that. Okay, for number 6, we have a negative exponent. Now, you need to think back in the Wayback Machine. What does a negative exponent mean? It doesn't mean you're getting a negative number. It means you're going to be making a fraction. So, I don't know why I just put the cap on there. The first thing you're going to do, you have 9 to the negative 1/2 power. You're going to make a fraction. It's going to be 1 over 9 to the positive 1/2 power. All I did was make the fraction. 9 to the negative fraction means 1 over 9 to the positive fraction. All right, so I know that I'm going to have 1 over something. And what does 9 to the 1 over 2 mean? Well, that means the square root of 9 to the first power. So it's 1 over the square root of 9, and I don't really need to write to the first power. Anything to the first power is itself. So do I know the square root of 9? Yes, I do. It's 1/3. All right, so identify that you have a negative number, and remember that makes a fraction. And then you just do the rules that are written. So square root means that, first power means that. So do you know the square root of 9? Yes, you do. And where is it? It's in the bottom. And that's the answer, 1 over 3. So that was 5 and 6. Go ahead and try numbers 7 and 8.